So it's a little bit dark in here, but I'm just about to go for a run. I'm gonna film a little bit throughout the week. Training volume at the moment is so high. I've been really struggling to fit things in, so I've just kind of been training, putting my head down, getting it done. Fatigue mentally is definitely there. I'm still enjoying training a lot, but I'm run down. So I'm gonna run a bath, go for my run. I've done 2 deadlift sessions today. Don't even ask. I did my deadlift session this morning, but because I am also 5 weeks out from my powerlifting comp, it's too heavy to do that in the morning. So I did majority of my session in the morning and then did some more technique work in the afternoon, because doing that whole session fasted is just gonna make me unwell. So it's a little bit all over the place at the moment, but strength will come back in time. At the moment, it's just not the goal. So I'm gonna go for my run. I think I've got a 4-kilometer easy run. You can see I am tired. I also may or may not have fallen off my bike. Not badly or anything, but I did slip off. It was bound to happen at some point. And I bruised my glute and I bruised my hamstring. Not a proper injury, just bruising, but it does hurt a little bit when I walk. So running will be interesting. Anyways, I'm gonna go do this run, have an Epsom salt bath, have a really good dinner, and then I've got a really early start at work tomorrow, so I won't film them. And then in the afternoon, I think I'm gonna do my first ever brick session. So I'm gonna drive out somewhere with my bike, do a bike ride, and then a run after. I have done a small brick session, but I'm planning to do this one to race length. So yeah. So it's now Wednesday afternoon. I finished work for the day. I'm just gonna head out and do my last cycle before my race on Sunday. So I'm gonna do the race distance, but at a zone 2, maybe a little bit of zone 3 sort of pace. So taking it pretty easy, just getting my body used to the distance, and then I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a 1-kilometer run after or a 2-kilometer run. I prefer to do a 2-kilometer run, but I really don't want to fatigue myself today. I want to keep my heart rate nice and low. So I am already a little bit tired. So I'll just do what feels good. And then I'm going to go for a nice long walk afterwards, probably about 5Ks or maybe more. So it's just really about kind of keeping a steady heart rate, moving my body the distance I'm going to do, but not too intense. I don't really want to even break much of a sweat. So that's the plan. Got all my gear. I'm wearing my triathlon suit underneath, just to kind of get used to it. It doesn't have as much padding as my normal bib shorts, so I just want to make sure I'm still comfortable, because I am tossing up between buying a new saddle before the race or getting it after. So, all done. The bike ride went really well. I ended up doing 10 kilometers instead of 13, purely because I did actually get a little bit lost. I was on a track I haven't done before, and I got a little bit lost and then didn't know where I was, and I was like, oh, well, if I do extra, that's fine. And then all of a sudden I was nearly back at my car. So, but the ride felt good. I kept it pretty moderate, didn't push hard, but I did a few little spots where I went quite fast. I'm still just really getting used to my bike, but it gave me a lot more confidence. And considering it's only 3 kilometers less than what the race will be on Sunday, I have no doubt that I can push that last 3 kilometers as well. So that was good. And then I gave myself maybe 3 minutes or so to just change my shoes, put my bike away, and get ready for my run. Obviously on Sunday that will be a lot more rushed, but I'll have everything laid out and all that. But that wasn't really the focus today. And then I was just planning on doing a 2-kilometer run. Body felt good, pretty comfortable pace, and legs didn't feel too heavy. Obviously a little bit heavy. I did just do a bike ride, but nothing too blurry, nothing too bad. But I just was I'd hit a wall if I'm honest, before I even started the whole session. Just did not have stamina at all. My body felt good. I felt like I could keep pushing, and if it was race day, I had no doubt that I could have pushed through it. But I went, I have 3.5 days until race, which is a lot sooner than I had realized. So I'm really glad on my decision. I still want to do a run, but I need to walk, because I'm going to be too fatigued and I'm going to mess myself up for the weekend. Because yesterday I did very heavy deadlifts and I also did a run. So, and I normally wouldn't run 2 days in a row, at least not hard. So just ran pretty comfortable, and then I walked for 750 meters. And then I did the last kilometer back. I wasn't even trying to run fast or anything. I am a pretty slow runner. On my long runs, I run a 6:45, 6:50 pace. And then on my shorter runs, I run like a 6:20, 6:30 pace. And even then, sometimes a little more. However, I thought I was just running my normal pace. I finished my kilometer and I was running a 5:50 pretty comfortably. So yeah, I mean, I guess because it's the shorter distance, I purposely wasn't checking my watch at my pace. My heart rate was up, but that's to be expected when, you know, I did a bike ride. So all in all, I'm happy with it. I have no doubt that I wouldn't have needed to walk if I was more recovered. I also didn't have my afternoon snack that I was meant to have before my ride because it was still frozen. I had some yogurt and it has made me go, okay, I really need to reel it in. I know I want to, you know, continue losing weight. I want to do all this other stuff and keep training hard, but I've only got a couple days before I race. And if I'm this fatigued, I will not perform at all. So I'm going to go for a walk, but I don't know if you can see outside. It is very gloomy. I'm going to have an Epsom salt bath and get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow, I'm going to go for a swim in the morning, just a kilometer. I was going to do 2 kilometers, but I just, like I said, I want to pull everything back. This will be the last intense thing I do, and it still wasn't intense. So yeah, my body will be very pleased with me for reeling it back in. Like even my face just looks a little bit puffy. I look a bit tired. Oh, and the suit, which you can't even see, felt really good, really comfortable. I do want to get a new seat for my bike. I've already picked out which one I want to get. So if I get a chance between now and race day, I'll go pick it up. If not, it's a 13-kilometer ride. I can deal. It just, oh my God, it hurts. So it's now Friday afternoon. Training this week hasn't gone exactly to plan. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining outside. So there's actually a cyclone that's meant to hit the northern part of Australia, but we're still getting like lots of rain here. I'm meant to be doing my like warm-up triathlon on Sunday. At this point, I'm 50-50 on doing it. They're saying it's still on, but when we get there, they'll have to assess the water and everything, and there's a chance it might be held up. I was only planning at doing this one at like 80% anyways, but I don't want to risk an injury because my important triathlon is the week after, which the weather's meant to be much better by then. So at this point, I'm just going to wait and see how tomorrow is, but I have a feeling I'll end up pulling out because I cannot risk coming off my bike. And I also don't want to risk being there all day and doing a deload tomorrow as well. So I'm going to probably make up my mind tonight or in the morning, because if I'm not doing my triathlon on Sunday, I want to get more hard intensity training. Sorry, the rain's getting a bit loud. High intensity training on the weekend to prep me for next week's deload before I go into my other one. So I kind of need to decide now because I would prefer to do some training instead. But aside from that, Eden and I got tickets to see the Rabbitohs tonight. So we're going to, I think, yeah, it's round 1 tonight. So that's exciting. Rabbitohs versus the Dolphins. Just putting together a quick bag now. We're just going to stay overnight. It's just, especially with all the rain and everything, it's much, much easier. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired, I won't lie. It's been a long day. So this morning I did boxing before work, which I wouldn't normally do. I always do it on a Saturday, but I didn't want to miss out on it. And since tomorrow's meant to be like a rest day, I changed it to today. Bike trainer came, the one to turn my bike into like an indoor bike, like I think they're called magnetic trainers. I haven't opened it yet because I don't want to mess with my bike, because I've had the problem in the past where I didn't put the tire back on. I'm too paranoid. So if I decide to not do this triathlon on Sunday, I'll set up my bike and do an indoor session. But if I do decide to do it, I am not putting that bike on that trainer yet because I'm too scared I won't put the wheel back on in time. But yeah, I'll probably pick this up tomorrow afternoon when I get home. I'm just gonna switch off tonight. So it's currently Saturday at about 12 o'clock. I'm just about to go for a walk. Got back from Sydney this morning. Footy was really good and our team won, so that was awesome. Went for like a small walk yesterday afternoon, went out for dinner, and then this morning we woke up, did a sauna and a very short walk. I moved a decent amount, but not enough. So today's gonna be quite full on because I've decided to pull out of tomorrow's triathlon, which I wasn't 100% sure yesterday, but I kind of needed to make a decision because otherwise today's gonna be a deload or a training day. So the weather's just way too unpredictable. I don't want to risk getting an injury going into next week. So I'm just going to call it and do an indoor one tomorrow. Well, close enough too. So, ooh, it's very blurry. I just got back from getting my hair braided. I feel very like pulled back, but It's good. So I'm about to start training. So I've changed my mind slightly on what I'm going to do. So it's like a high rock style workout. So basically I think I've got 6 rounds, small warm up, and then at each of the rounds I've got 2 different exercises, but it's like 10 to 12 reps of each. Moderate weights, so not super heavy, but enough that it's like hard. And then a 650 meter, it might be slightly longer, I don't know, whatever the loop is around my street, but it has got quite a hill at one end. A lap of that in between each of the 6 rounds. I need to figure out what is going on with this camera. Okay, I don't think that fixed it, but I'll look at it later. Anyways, so I'm just having my pre-workout now. So this is what I have every day. It's a little bit more cooked than normal. I have bagel thin with raspberry fruit spread. It's just small enough that even with my calories quite low, I can have it every day. And quick carbs, and it digests really well. Like I can have this, and if I need to, I can go straight away and work out. So having this with 250 grams of watermelon and some non-stem. I go do this workout and then probably just walk for the rest of the arvo because it is now 5 o'clock. That's 6 rounds done. I'm absolutely wrecked. Round 1. That's 2. Round 3. Lap 4. Okay, round 5. Last run, number 6. So it's now Sunday morning, it's just after 6. I'm about to head out for my long run. I'm wearing white shorts, orange top, and the yellow sports bra. So feeling a little bit tired this morning. Woke up not feeling fatigued, but definitely feeling like not as fresh as I normally do on a Sunday. So I have a 9-kilometer run set for today. So I am going to do intervals because I also don't want to be too fatigued this week because I do have my triathlon in 6 days. So the focus this week is keep my body moving but keep intensity low. So I'm just going to go by what my heart rate says, try and not think too much about how I feel, and then finish it off with a walk anyways. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a long morning. So this morning I got up extra early, had some watermelon, some yogurt and a coffee. I'm trying to not have the fat burner, especially for my early runs, because my heart rate goes from being so low to just boom. And I'm finding that for the first kilometer or 2, it's too much. So it's now Sunday arvo. Today has like not gone to plan at all, but still been a really productive day. So pretty much I got in the car this morning to go to my run, and it was so foggy that I could barely even see through my windscreen, and it was already kind of sprinkling, which I don't mind running in a sprinkle, but week out from my triathlon and it looked like it was going to only get worse. So I thought, okay, scrap the run, go to the gym instead. So I did an hour of cardio. So I did incline walking, jog, rower, elliptical, and then finished back on the incline again and just went like higher intensity. Kept my heart rate nice and high and did the equivalent of what my long run would have been this morning anyways. So I did that, then went for a walk, and then went out to the beach and did a big swim. I'm just about to go on another walk now before the rain hits again, and then I'm hoping to set up my indoor trainer. For next week training wise, it'll be pretty boring, so I might not film, but basically I'll do what I normally do. So I do 2 midweek runs and a run on the weekends. Obviously I won't do my weekend run, I'll just do the race. And then for my weekday runs, I'll just dial back the intensity. That's another thing I did today. I also did a sauna, which is why I sound extra tired. But yeah, so I'm going to finish this one here. It's just very short and sharp. Excited for race week. I do feel tired and I'm a little bit excited to get it over with so I can just focus on powerlifting. Would I ever do the 2 so close together again? Absolutely not. But it's been fun. So see you for race week.